Have you ever noticed that in the movies and on TV, most of the action heroes have sidekicks? Batman has Robin, the Lone Ranger has Tonto, Han Solo has Chewbacca, and for those who can remember, Roy Rogers has Gabby Hayes. Now, my name is Brother Bo, and I want to introduce you to my sidekick, Henry. Now, Henry may not seem very intimidating, but trust me, you do not want to meet him in a dark alley if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Now, folks, say hi to Henry. Henry, say hi to the folks. What's that, Henry? You say you're too shy to say hi. Well, at least give the folks one of your big, sexy smiles. Now, the following fictional story I'm going to tell involves some of Henry's friends and relatives. Now, after a particularly mild winter, the quaint little town of Roaring Springs became infested with squirrels in the late spring. Because the local churches had the best trees, the squirrels often congregated, pun intended, near them. And this is what each church decided to do about the pesky animals. Now, the Presbyterian Church called a meeting to decide what to do about the squirrel infestation. After much prayer and consideration, they concluded that the squirrels were predestined to be there and they shouldn't interfere with God's divine will. So before long, there were many more squirrels than parishioners at the Sunday morning worship service. After the offering plates had been passed around, a lot more nuts than paper money and coins had been received. I guess you can say the squirrels were nuts about the church. Now, at the Baptist church, the squirrels had taken an interest in the baptistry. The deacons met and decided to put in a water slide on the baptistry in hopes that the squirrels would drown themselves. Well, the squirrels liked the slide and unfortunately knew instinctively how to swim. So, twice as many squirrels showed up the following week. Now, the Lutheran and Methodist churches did not agree on much, but they did agree that they were not in a position to harm any of God's creatures. So they humanely trapped their squirrels and set them free near the Baptist church. 2 weeks later, the squirrels were back when the Baptists took down the water slide. Now, the Episcopalians tried a much more unique approach by setting out pans of whiskey around the church in an effort to kill the squirrels by alcohol poisoning. They sadly learned how much damage a band of drunken squirrels can do. Now, the Pentecostal, what's that, Henry? You're hungry. Well, just hold your horses. We can eat after the story's over. Now, where was I? I know. Yes, the Pentecostal church decided to take a spiritual approach. They assembled the elders and laid hands on them. In turn, the elders were instructed to lay hands on the squirrels and to attempt by prayer to persuade them to leave. Well, it turns out that the only ones persuaded were the elders, and that was to go immediately to the local emergency room. The diagnosis was small rodent bites to the hands. Now, the Catholic Church came up with a very creative strategy. They baptized all the squirrels and made them members of the church. Now, they only see them on Christmas and Easter. Not much was heard from the Jewish synagogue. They took the first squirrel and circumcised him, and they haven't seen a squirrel since. Henry, where'd you go? Has anyone seen Henry? Henry, I thought we were going out for pizza and nuts. My treat. Henry, come back. I promise we won't go near the synagogue. There you are, Henry. Yes, I promise. You hungry? Good. Let's go eat.